Hey everybody, Mr. Bookie Boo here, and today I thought I'd give you a little behind the scenes look into the creation of a set such as Jabba's Palace, which you see here in front of you. Now, this set is mostly completed. The exterior is pretty much done. Still got a few things I'm working on the inside, but as with anything Lego that I tend to do, I can't leave well enough alone. I don't know if you guys are like that too, where you get to go and you look at it, you're like, I could probably improve something somewhere down the line. So if you've been following me on Instagram, you'll know that I've actually been working on phase 2 of Jabba's Palace, which you see in front here. Now, the main thing that I didn't like about the original, and you can actually see, this actually, in this, you can see it right here in this shot, is the stairs on the original is just a little too flat. It was basic design at the time when I made it. This was one of my earlier creations, and it was just kind of, I had to get something to get up to the second floor, so I thought, I'll make some stairs, but I just made these really boring, simple angular stairs, and then this flat piece, and then another riser of stairs, and then to the entryway. I mean, it looks good, it's fine, it's just a little too angular for my taste. So what you see down below, which you've all seen, I'm sure by now, is my new design for the stairs. Now, they're far more compact. It uses the circular design, which you can see the tutorial on how I created the spiral stairs. They're much more compact. This is pretty much the top floor here. I think I have to add maybe 1 or 2 more steps. So it's going to end right about here. So on a 32 by 32 base plate, I've got the full set of stairs versus on that one where they kind of extend the whole length of almost the whole length of the palace on the original here. And so that's going to give me more room up top to do something. I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet, but up on the top part here, this is going to be extended almost to a full 32 stud length, so I'll be able to do a lot more. But what I really wanted to show you is, again, kind of the design elements that go into creating this. So for a lot of these type of creations with mountains and stuff, with my Disney castle, with anything that's mountain-based, my favorite piece to use is the burp. Now, I know these aren't the most popular pieces because there's all those big, ugly pieces. What am I going to do with these? They look like Duplo. What's Lego thinking? But to me, this saves me so many bricks to use one of these. And I'll show you, because it's really easy to see now. On the back side of this, you can see how I use the burps. So there's just 6 of them here, stacked on top of each other. These are actually staggered a little bit back in here, because this is going to be the alcove where Luke hides from the Rancor, which I have in the old one, but I didn't stagger them on the original, so it was actually more difficult to get for Luke to actually get in there to hide. This is going to fix that problem. So this is also the advantage of doing like version 2.0 or 3.0 is that you can design, where you realize you goofed up on the original, you can easily make those changes as you do it. But back to the burps. So you can see this is the burp superstructure inside. It's really solid. It's really strong. It gives you a good foundation. It's already dark bluish gray, so you don't have to like cover it up with anything. But as you can see, I mean, the basic burps are pretty plain looking, so you definitely want to dress them up, which is where you get into all of this design work, all the brickwork here. And these are just angles, they're just simple wedges and angle slopes and things like that, inverted slopes, and you just kind of jumble it all up and make it look, kind of random, make it look natural. Which I was fairly happy with. I really like this little alcove. That was another thing from the original set that I wanted to do, was add more detail. The original, if you see it up above, it's just a big gray wall with a little sand walkway, and that's it. There's not a lot going on in the front. And granted, your eyes are supposed to go to the top, to Jabba's Palace. That's what your eyes drawn to. But I just wanted to add a few like little things, just more play features for the kids to play with, and just other, little fun things for people to notice. And so that's like what this little alcove is here. On the second half over here, when I start to design that mountain base, I think I'm going to do like another alcove, but that one's going to have one of Jabba's like self-defense turrets. If you look at some of the official pictures online, you can see he had a lot of like gun tower turrets and things defending around the palace proper. Now, the other thing I'll mention is, even with this design, so this is version 2.0, and as I was working, I was looking at it, and I was like, it's better than the original, but it still wasn't quite where I like it. So, I started the other night working on version 3.0, which you can see here. This one's just on a temporary base plate. It's not going to be on fluorescent green, because Tatooine is not conducive to growing fluorescent green grass at all. But again, you can see it's just more, it's just playing with the bricks. This is basically, I'll just sit here in front of the TV, I'll watch, put on a show, watch something, watch something good, and just sit and play with the bricks, and you just start modifying them. And you can see what I do back here. This is kind of my brick bank. So as the bricks I'm working with, I stack them up in the back here, so I have easy access to them, and I know I've got, so many 1x3s or 1x2s or whatever. I got to replenish it, actually, because I was building last night. But that way I can easily pick what I need. I pick them out of my bins, which I have stored here. I'll go through the bins, grab a handful, whatever I think I need, put them down on the plate so I have them tracked, and then just start building. And so you can see this is, I'll bring this one up a little bit closer so you can see it. So this is version 3 of the cave area, which is different. Again, it's just subtle differences, and it's just playing with it. It's just finding what works for you and finding out what you like and what you don't like. I'm going to try to add something up in this little detail in this area here, just make it work for you and just play around. Have fun. That's the most important thing, really. And that's what I've been doing. I've been having a good time with it. I was really happy with the way the stairs turned out, and I was really happy with this cave part. But then this just to me looks a little weird with these these 2x3 slopes. That's what those are. Yeah, 2x3 slopes. They just don't look right to me. And they may look right to you. So you can see I kind of got rid of them on version 3.0. And then this whole kind of front facade lifts off pretty easily. So I'm just going to pop that off and put the new one on. So that's it. I mean, really, that's kind of how I do it. You can also see in here, you can see the inside. So it's kind of hollow. If you look it's kind of hard to see with the lighting. But you can see there's big open spaces in here. It's ugly inside. I use different color bricks. This is going to be hidden, so you're not going to see the light bluish gray. So I try to save on dark bluish gray where I can. I've already got the door hinges in place on this side so that you can open. On the original, if you remember, there was these big giant doors you could open. So the hinges are already in place. I just have to build a door. And then also, I'm just playing around here. In the original one, if you remember on that video, this was all dark bluish gray. It's dark bluish gray, dark bluish gray. It's a big mess of dark bluish gray. I like dark bluish gray. I really do. It's great. It's probably my favorite color. If you had to ask me based on all my designs and stuff, I tend to gravitate towards that color. But I also realize that it's also boring. If you have a big gray wall, it kind of visually you lose a little bit of something in that. So what I'm doing like down here is I'm playing with the tan pieces, the dark tan, just to give it some little differentiation in color, just to give it a little more, so it pops a little bit more than just a boring gray column that was like in this corner. Same thing in the front. I'm kind of experimenting. I'm trying to add. It's really tough for me with working with the dark bluish gray, because in my mind, some of you guys might be like that too. Your mind goes and you're just like, I gotta work in dark bluish. I can only work in dark bluish gray. That's it, because it looks, to me it looks funny if it's not all uniform. But so I'm trying to throw in some sand colors. I'm probably gonna throw in a little bit in here maybe too. See how that works out. You just experiment and have fun and play with it and see. So that is a real quick overview, which didn't turn out to be real quick because I'm kind of long-winded, I guess. But but anyways, I hope you like that kind of behind-the-scenes look. I'm planning on doing more of these as I build more of my version 2.0 of Jabba's Palace. I want to include a stairwell. We're going to include, a little more detail in some of the rooms. Like the throne room is pretty much, I'm happy with that. These areas here, like the top's pretty much, I'm fairly happy with it, but I'll probably do a few modifications. I got to figure out how to put stairs in here somewhere, so I'm going to have to cut out the floor in the top to put some probably spiral stairs in the bottom, and that'll probably be in the second half over here. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know some of your, how do you build? How do you, how do you go about approaching a big project like a Jabba's Palace or something like that? I mean, do you map it out in your head? Do you just start building? How do you get those from concept to reality, And so I'll be doing more videos like this as I build my version of Jabba's Palace 2.0. And hopefully, you'll learn some tips off it. So thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please do. And I also always appreciate those likes on the videos too and any comments. So I'll be back soon with another video. Thanks.